right now, live at 5, winter sports are a go. What this season will look like for Minnesota high school athletes.
Local reaction on President Trump's executive order expanding domestic mining. Erosion continues to be a big problem up the North Shore. How a company has a permanent solution.
And later, it might only be October 1st, but volunteers at Bentleyville are already getting to work.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Welcome to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look over the city of Duluth as we get closer to the weekend. We have some sports news to get to, plus we're unpacking some of President Trump's remarks from last night's speech. Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke. Despite the pandemic, winter sports were given the green light today in Minnesota. The state's high school league giving its approval a little over a week after deciding to also bring football and volleyball back to this fall. CBS3's Neil Viersba joins us now live from outside Heritage Sports Center in Duluth. Neil, sounds like winter sports got the go-ahead, but not without some changes.
That's right, Kristen. A few months ago, there was some uncertainty on whether there would be high school hockey games right behind me here at the Heritage Center and all local arenas in the Northland. But nonetheless, today we were assured there will be hockey and all winter sports this season. But there will be some changes, perhaps the biggest one being teams will have 30% less games on the schedule this year than they have had in the past. And they will follow the fall model of only having 2 competitions per week. With the return of football and volleyball, that has also caused some sports and their start times to be pushed back just a few weeks. Duluth Northern Stars hockey head coach Jamie Plesha admits she was a little bummed that they are limiting the games.
It would be nice to have our full season and be able to play our full 25 games. But again, we're getting to play. And I think that should be the biggest message, is that we get to play. It'd be nice to have those extra games. And especially since the season really isn't shortened by much. It was shortened by a week. So it's not too big of a difference.
The postseason tournaments of the winter season have yet to be determined, but could be perhaps a sign as the SHSL voted today to not have fall postseason tournaments. So we could be seeing that in the winter future here, Kristen.
Well, Neil, I know you and I were both high school athletes, so I'm sure I can imagine that there's a lot of excitement in the air after hearing this news. Thanks, Neil. Well, new tonight at 5, a Superior man has been charged with first-degree intentional homicide after stabbing his own mother in the head. A judge set Robert Bennett III's bail at $1 million. The 39-year-old is being held behind bars in Douglas County. Police responded to a home near Norwood Avenue and Gates Avenue around 7 o'clock Tuesday morning. That's where they found Cindy Bennett's body. According to court documents, her son stabbed her in the head, the neck, and hands. Authorities claim the son lashed out after his mom tried to convince him to go to the hospital since he was acting unusual. The son told police he did it because he believed his mom was trying to kill him. According to court documents, he told authorities he didn't feel bad about it. Robert Bennett is due back in court next week.
Earlier today, I took another historic step for your state when I signed an executive order providing billions of dollars to jumpstart production of critical and other minerals, which will create countless jobs and are so important for our country. Minerals.
That was President Trump at Wednesday night's Make America Great Again rally in Duluth. The president signed an executive order that he says would expand the domestic mining industry here in northern Minnesota. CBS3's Emma Quinn explains what this order means and spoke with those directly impacted by it.
President Donald Trump announced a new executive order at Wednesday night's rally in Duluth. It specifically cuts down on what Trump called unnecessary permitting delays for companies like Twin Metals, which is looking to build an underground copper-nickel mine near the Boundary Water. Federal and state agencies are reviewing its design and possible impact on the surrounding environment. Copper-nickel mining supporters hope this latest order is a step forward.
Anything that works to streamline the process and to provide incentives for companies to both develop and in the future maybe even process here can only be positive and helpful.
Mining Minnesota Executive Director Frank Ungaro says it could also bring an economic benefit for the Iron Range.
Rather than being dependent on foreign countries for the minerals we have, like right here in Minnesota.
When signing the order, President Trump declared supporting mines a national emergency. Those with Save the Boundary Waters, an environmental organization opposed to Twin Metals' plan, highly disagree.
I mean, the national emergency we're in right now is COVID-19. It's not that we need more mining smelters.
Mining officials say more details on the new order are expected to come soon, but regulations will still be met.
There's no magic bullet. Every company, every project is still going to have to demonstrate it meets all the state and federal air and water quality standards for it to move forward.
Something ROM is afraid will destroy Minnesota's national treasure.
The boundary waters will be permanently damaged, and we'll never get it back the way it is now. So we can't afford any other outcome.
Congressman Pete Stauber, who has been a key supporter of Minnesota mining, called this a monumental step for Minnesota miners. Stauber said COVID-19 has shined a light on what he called the deficiency of our critical mineral supply chain and urgent need to expand domestic mining. Stauber said he hopes this new order will stop the U.S. from depending on countries using forced child labor and environmentally destructive practices. Duluth police are investigating after a Twin Cities area reporter was attacked before President Donald Trump's rally last night.
You guys want to be peaceful? Be peaceful. You want to be violent? Come to me and I'll...
As you can see, it was all caught on camera. You can hear the man say, "You guys want to be peaceful, be peaceful. You want to be violent, come to me." He then punches the phone out of the photographer's hands. That all happened around 6 o'clock last night on Airport Road. That's where a number of Joe Biden supporters were gathered. The photographer works for WCCO, our Twin Cities affiliate. WCCO says the man was a Trump supporter who was confronting a group of Biden supporters while the video was being taken. Police say the photographer was not hurt and the man involved left the scene. They're asking anyone with information to give them a call. We have that number on our website. A federal judge has rejected a Senate candidate's lawsuit over Minnesota governor's COVID-19 orders. The judge dismissed a challenge by Republican U.S. Senate candidate Jason Lewis. Lewis argued that the state coronavirus rules unconstitutionally limit his freedom to campaign. The judge said Democratic Governor Tim Walz acted within his authority to respond to the public health crisis when he imposed restrictions on crowd sizes, travel, and other measures. The coronavirus has infected nearly 100,000 Minnesotans and killed more than 2,000. Lewis says he'll appeal and make the ruling a campaign issue. Lewis is challenging DFL incumbent Senator Tina Smith. Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett continued meeting with Republican senators ahead of hearings that start in less than 2 weeks. It's part of a whirlwind attempt to get the conservative judge confirmed before Election Day. Laura Podesta reports from New York.
Judge Amy Coney Barrett returned to Capitol Hill for brief meetings with Republican senators, including Montana's Steve Daines.
You were the kind of justice that Montanans will greatly respect and can relate to as a mother of 7 children.
Thank you, Senator. The federal judge has been making the rounds ahead of fast-tracked hearings that are scheduled to begin October 12th in an effort to get her confirmed before the presidential election.
We will be judging her on her character and her qualifications, and I look forward to that process.
Some Democrats have said they will not meet with President Trump's pick to fill the seat held by the late liberal Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, warning Barrett's appointment to the High Court would put the Affordable Care Act and abortion rights in jeopardy.
I think that she is so far away from where America should be that no discussion will change any of that.
During her confirmation hearings for the appeals court, Barrett told senators that Roe v. Wade, the case that legalized abortion, is a settled precedent.
Let's check in on the weather now, Dave. I cannot believe it is October 1st. Time just flies.
And up north, we started October 1st with some snow showers. I'm going to show some pictures of that at the main weather segment here. But for this first weather, just believe that up north on the Vermilion Range, it happened. Not too far away from Ely here, where this live look shows the sky is still on the cloudy side. But for Minnesotans tonight, the sky should clear, and then the winds will shift, and that could create a chance for a little bit of lake effect flurry activity for the snow belt tomorrow morning. So people from roughly Odana through Ironwood and Bessemer there could get a touch of the flurry activity as well. That low pressure system is tracking out of the area, but its tail end is still circulating a couple of those showers into the region, hence the slight chance for South Shore flurries tomorrow. Then for tomorrow in Minnesota, at least, it'll become clear to partly cloudy, but not very warm. We start in the 20s, finish only in the 40s. That's cooler than normal. Saturday gets a chance for some more rain showers, maybe some flurries mixed in too. But by Sunday, a warm spell could start, and I'll talk about how long that'll stick around if you come back in just a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, Duluth is recognizing Domestic Abuse Awareness Month with support for local organizations. Plus, drivers in Ashland may soon be paying a bit more for registration. City by City is next. And tonight at 6, erosion is a massive risk for homeowners living along the Lake Superior shoreline. How one local business is working nonstop to help them get ready for the storm season.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS3. The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Dante was killed in Pearl Harbor.
We had a very hard time getting Dante flown home to Duluth, running into roadblock after roadblock after roadblock.
Pete Stauber was very much there for us every bit of the way.
And he would look at us and he'd say, we're going to make that happen for you.
Thursday night, the family of Dante Teeny got him back.
Pete came through for our family with flying colors.
He sees the needs of the people and he fights for them.
I'm Pete Stauber and I approve this message.
Right now, millions of people and billions of devices are connected to the internet. Homes, businesses, hospitals, schools. The security and reliability of these connections are more important than ever. That's why at MediaCom, we've built a network to protect them. A network that sees threats, fixes problems before they occur, and keeps you going with 99.99% network reliability.
I'm Nick Bolton, and these days...
Hey there.
Hey there. It seems everybody has a pair of tactical sunglasses.
Good morning.
Morning. But what if you already wear glasses? Then you need these Flip Up Tac Glasses. These new glasses fit right over your existing eyewear to give you all the benefits of our tac glasses while you comfortably wear your regular glasses. Plus, like all tac glasses, Flip Up Tac Glasses feature Bell & Howell light filtering technology that makes invisible objects suddenly become visible. There's just nothing like them on the market today. Here you go, buddy.
Thanks, Nick.
Act now to get your Flip Up Tac Glasses for just $19.99, and we'll even ship them to you free. But wait, order today and you can get a second pair. Just pay a separate fee. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-699-7431 or go to flipupglasses.com. That's 1-800-699-7431 or order online at flipupglasses.com.
Season 2 is here, y'all. And yes, I am in an eye patch. How much more, Kelly, can it
The
get?
Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Spirit Mountain on this Thursday afternoon. Dave Anderson will have your full weather forecast in a few minutes. But first, let's take a look around the region. Drivers in Ashland may end up paying more for their yearly registration. Plus, October is Domestic Abuse Awareness Month. That and more as we take you around the Northland city by city. As we enter the month of October, the city of Duluth is officially recognizing Domestic Abuse Awareness Month. The Safe Haven Shelter and Resource Center is promoting awareness with a variety of events this month. The events include trainings, seminars, and online fundraisers starting next weekend during the organization's Week of Giving. Safe Haven's mission statement is to provide safety, advocacy, and a space to heal for women, children, and all survivors of domestic violence. Not straying far from that area, the Second Harvest Food Bank's backpack program is returning this month. The program provides weekend meals to school children who rely on subsidized breakfast and lunch. The Second Harvest has provided more than 33,000 meal bags to school children across Minnesota and northwest Wisconsin. They say COVID-19 has made it more difficult to access non-perishable foods due to the disruption in supply chains. And finally, we finish off in Ashland, where this Tuesday the county board will vote on whether to implement a $25 vehicle wheel tax. The tax would go toward supplementing a more than $400,000 deficit in the county budget for 2021. The tax would be in addition to the state registration fee of $85 or $100 for most truck owners. Ashland officials say cutting the budget is not an option because they have mandated services to provide. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, preparations are already underway for the Tour of Lights this winter.
And here's a live look at the Ashland area where there are some thicker clouds up in the sky. From those clouds overnight tonight, there is a chance for a couple of snow showers. Probably won't stick to the ground, but it sure gives us something to talk about this time of year. And we'll talk more about it and what Rangers got this morning coming up after our break.
They're live, they're local. Watch the CBS3 News with Kristen Baki and Anthony Matt tonight at 6, right after the CBS Evening News at 5:30.
Whether you want to stock up on jerky or grab some ribeyes for dinner, you will find quality products at Stokey's Meat Market. We have been delivering quality meat and deli items for the past 15 years, and we take pride in being the best choice in the area with the freshest products. Stop by either our Duluth or Hermantown location today to peruse our massive selection of chicken, sausage, and beef. And make sure to visit us online at StokeysMeatMarket.com to check out our weekly specials. Stokey's Meat Market, where quality and freshness come first.
It's time for the annual Subaru Love a Pet adoption event. Join us virtually this year. For the month of October, there will be discounted adoption fees for dogs and cats, along with featured pets of the day. Visit animalallies.net for featured pets and event details. Miller Hill Subaru and participating shelters are excited to find loving homes for pets and bring you this event virtually. Visit animalallies.net for adoptable pets and details.
I've got one for you. See, UCare, health plan demystifiers and sleeve roller uppers.
UCare, health plan demystifiers and sleeve roller uppers.
Sounds so good when you say it. 96% of all providers accept UCare because they rock so hard.
96% of all providers accept UCare because they ride so hard. Can we pull over?
What's our tagline?
UCare, people-powered health plan.
So good.
Season 2 is
The
here,
Kelly
y'all.
Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Get your new ATV from Duluth Lawn and Sport, the region's largest power sports dealer. Classic Rock KQ is once again the Northland's #1 radio station. The KQ Morning Show, the most listened to radio program in the Northland. The KQ Train Wreck, the Northland's #1 afternoon show. Thank you for making us the Northland's #1 radio station. 95 KQDS.
CBS3 weather is brought to you by Stokey's Meat Market. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, this morning it dawned cold enough up north, roughly from Tower Sedan through Eagles Nest to Ely, Babbitt, and Isabella, where we got some snow flurries along with the rain showers. And here's some video then from Isabella coming in from our good old friend Pat Wilmers. Pat used to be an engineer here, and his brother used to be general manager. In fact, his brother was the guy who hired me back in 1987. So hats off to the Wilmers, and hats off to Pat for getting this shot of snow falling on October 1st. So if northern Minnesotans got the snow tonight, folks in northern Wisconsin and the UP could get a little bit tomorrow, because we do have a chance for some lake effect snow flurry activity in that neck of the woods. First, though, we'll talk about the current conditions at the airport in Duluth. It's 46 degrees. 50% is the relative humidity. Northwesterly winds running 13 miles per hour, and the air pressure is increasing. Not enough to chase away all the clouds, but it's starting the process. 30.2 inches of mercury. Current temperatures, colder than normal today. Only 40 in Watersmeet, 41 for Ironwood, 47 in Ashland, goes to 50 in Hayward, one of our warm spots today. Upper 40s for Superior, mid 40s towards Moose Lake and Two Harbors, low 40s in Silver Bay, and we dip into the 30s once we get towards places like Isabella and Ely, and it stays that way through Orr, but it warms up a bit by the time you get through Virginia, Mountain Iron, and Hibbing Chisholm. 41 Grand Rapids and International Falls. Low temps tonight could be dipping into the 20s, and with the winds just the right fetch coming across the lake. Again, folks, in what's called the snow belt, could be the flurry belt tomorrow morning. And again, I don't think anything's going to stick, but as usual, gives us something to chat about. All right, the current situation has passed on by, setting us up for the Doppler map for Friday, which shows the higher pressure taking over the region and making it dry and sunny for most of us for most of the day on Friday. Again, the exception will be tomorrow morning, where the snow belt could get a little bit of light flurry activity. There's another low pressure system coming our way, though, for Saturday, so any sunshine we get tomorrow will be replaced on Saturday by clouds and a 30% chance for showers. But in turn, that'll be chased away rather rapidly by Sunday as higher pressure pushes in from the northwest, bringing back sunshine. And that sunshine will also allow us to finally start warming up. 40s over the next couple of days is colder than normal, but by Sunday we start to go the other direction, and a warm spell could be with us, perhaps as early as Tuesday. Here we go then with the 7-day forecast, beginning tonight in Minnesota with lows in the 20s. Partly cloudy sky. Wisconsin and Michigan, lows there, upper 20s to low 30s, with that 30% chance for flurries in the snow belt. And then for tomorrow, Wisconsin and Michigan eyes up a range of high temps that runs from 41 to 47. And there's still that 30% chance for flurries in the snow belt, though the rest of Wisconsin likely will get towards a partly cloudy sky. And that's what they get in Minnesota tomorrow, clear to partly cloudy with high temps in the 40s. Eyeing up now the extended forecast. From the 40s Friday and Saturday, we hit 50 on Sunday with sunshine, and then 55 on Monday, to 60 by Tuesday and Wednesday, and very close to 60 lingering all the way through next Thursday.
A little warm up. I like it. Thanks, Dave. A Duluth business that stepped up to make PPE earlier this year has made a big cash donation to local hospitals. Today, Duluth PAC presented a check for more than $3,500 to both Essentia and St. Luke's. Earlier this year, Duluth PAC made hospital gowns for frontline workers that were sent all around the country. Owner Tom Sega said he wanted to make a donation that would help the local hospitals. For every order of more than $150, Duluth PAC donated $5, totaling $7,200. Those at the Essentia Health Foundation say the money will be a huge help in improving the patient and worker experience.
It supports the iPad project and many different initiatives. We have been partnering with the Essentia Health Wellbeing team to make sure that frontline healthcare workers have the resources that they need, and this gift is a big part of that project.
The iPad project was started because of the pandemic. It makes it easier for families to virtually visit while in the hospital. Bentleyville is still about a month and a half from turning on the lights, but volunteers are already hard at work making sure everything is perfect, even during the pandemic. They started setting up this week. Volunteer Travis Stolp spent the day getting the lights in order. He says the lights stay in the trees all year, but they often need to be fixed. Even though this year's tour of lights will be a drive-through experience, he says it will be just as beautiful.
Yeah, that's for like me doing the lights in the trees. Nothing's changed. We go around testing all of them and replace them if need be.
Stolp says the hardest part about this year is waiting to set up the light tunnels because there are industrial mats that have to go in for the cars to drive on. Bentleyville opens in Bayfront Park on November 21st. It will cost $10 to drive through. Still to come, COVID testing is in full swing across the Northland, how the numbers are helping paint a picture of the situation in the region.
Here at locally owned Adolphson Real Estate, we are ready to help you find the perfect office space to fit your business's needs with no extra fees. Take a look at this profitable health food store with a solid customer base that you can own. Please call our Duluth office for more details. Call us today to schedule a tour at Adolphson Real Estate.
The Social Security Administration just released a report saying that if a plan like the one Trump is proposing goes into effect, the Social Security Trust Fund would be, and I quote, permanently depleted by the middle of calendar year 2023. Put it plainly, Trump's plan would wipe out Social Security. If I'm your president, we're going to protect Social Security and Medicare. You have my word. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Right now, millions of people and billions of devices are connected to the internet. Homes, businesses, hospitals, schools. The security and reliability of these connections are more important than ever. That's why at MediaCom, we've built a network to protect them. A network that sees threats, fixes problems before they occur, and keeps you going with 99.99% network reliability.
My job is to figure out who this person is.
The women and men of the FBI.
We were trying to get into his head.
Notorious criminals.
If we don't stop this, how many people could die?
We knew that this person was considered armed and dangerous.
Got an explosion. You were there.
It was a race against the clock.
As they take
The risks weren't astronomical.
them
We're going to get this guy
down.
I felt that goosebump. I got him.
The FBI Declassified, Tuesday, only on CBS.
Mariah Haberman here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. Plus, subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Heart attacks and strokes happen, even in the midst of COVID-19, and at least one will occur while you're watching this. Heart attacks and strokes are medical emergencies. If you experience symptoms of a heart attack or stroke, do not delay seeking care. Call 911 immediately. Hospitals are prepared and can safely treat you. Visit cdc.gov/coronavirus to learn more.
And at the end of the day, nothing matters anyway. Just the love that we have made. We will break. Yeah, we will break. No
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Itasca County leaders are sharing numbers from last week's mass COVID-19 testing event. During a virtual call this morning, spokespeople say 907 tests were issued last Wednesday in Grand Rapids. Of those tests, 15 came back positive. The county has also seen 2 deaths in the last week. The county is currently reporting 356 total cases. That's an increase of 6 since Monday. But overall, leaders are pleased with the progress and encourage residents to get their flu shots. Meanwhile, there will be a free COVID testing in Cloquet starting next week. The Minnesota Department of Health announced today no barrier testing in locations throughout the state. The Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College will be holding free testing on October 6th through the 8th from noon to 6 p.m. Representatives say people are encouraged to get a test even if you don't have symptoms. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. Need a flu shot? Find flu booth dates and locations at essentiahealth.org.
I'm Tina Smith. I approve this message. It's frustrating in Washington sometimes. It is hard to get things done, but you have to keep on trying. If you look for that common ground, you can figure it out. Here's an example. There is a real shortage of access to maternal care in small towns and rural areas. So I teamed up with Lisa Murkowski from Alaska, who sees exactly the same thing in her state. And it doesn't matter that I'm a Democrat and she's a Republican. We both see the same problem. If you try, you can find common ground. And I think that's what I'm in Washington to do.
Joe Biden isn't an epidemiologist. He's not an economist or military general. But what he is the kind of leader who listens to the experts and a candidate who has earned their support. And what he'll be is a president who leads us out of this crisis and a commander-in-chief who respects those who have served. Because Joe Biden knows this moment is not about him, but about what we can do together. FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
For months, we've all done our best to stay safe. But to remain safe in the long run, it's up to us all to take actions that don't just slow the spread of COVID, but collectively overcome it. like getting a test if you have any symptoms, answering if your health department calls, and wearing a mask in public spaces. We all want to regain what we love in life. To get there, we all need to go forward and do our part.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's check in with meteorologist Caitlin Moffitt this morning.
And the below average trend
Thanks so much for joining us. So wake up with us starting at 5 a.m.
Watch Caitlin and Jenna in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m. on CBS3.
Season 2 is
The
here,
Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park. Let's take a quick look at some of today's top stories, and we'll preview what's coming up tonight at 6. Despite the pandemic, winter sports were given the green light today in Minnesota. The state's high school league giving its approval a little over a week after deciding to also bring back football and volleyball. But there will be some changes, perhaps the biggest one being teams will have 30% less games on the schedule this year than they have in the past. And coming up tonight at 6, a Superior man was charged with intentional murder today after stabbing his mom in the head. A judge set Robert Bennett III's bail at $1 million. We'll have more on that tonight at 6. That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next. We'll see you back here in a little while.